back to the regular meeting, call the meeting to order. We've already done the prayer and the pledge, and we've read the meeting guidelines. 2.1, approved minutes, the Glades County School Board special meeting, October 30th, 2022, 6 p.m. What did I say? Oh, okay, well, October 20th.
I move to approve the minutes of the special meeting, October 20th.
A second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
2.2, approval of minutes, Glades County School Board Workshop, November 3rd, 2022, at 4 p.m.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the Glades County School Board Workshop, November 3rd, 2022, at 4 p.m.
Second. Go ahead, Patty.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
2.3, approval of minutes of Glades County School Board special meeting, November 15th, 2022, at 5 p.m.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the Glades County School Board Special Meeting, November 15th, 2022, at 5 p.m.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
3.1, approve the October 2022 finance reports and the warrant numbers.
So moved.
I'll second, but I would like to ask Carol to go over it with us, just a general overview.
Hi, Board. Good evening. Thank you for letting me join this way. This is the regular monthly report that we've been using. We're into October, so your collections haven't really hit yet. I have a real bad reverb on my end. You know. The taxes will start coming in December, which will show a significant increase in your bank balances. But for the time being, we're pretty much right on schedule where we expect to be this time of year. Is there anything specific you want to look at, Ms. Drake?
No, ma'am, I just wanted to hear your projection, if we're on target. Since the year just really got started, we're doing good, right? As far as our
Yes, ma'am.
percent.
Things will change in December
Right,
when we start getting the tax money in.
okay.
And I appreciate that. I too wanted to ask, are we on target? Are we meeting our needs and doing okay financially at this point?
Well, and that's why we want to make sure that you get these reports so that you can look at them, and if there's anything that pops up, that we're on top of it, you can look at it and explain it.
Thank you, Carol.
Anybody else? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, no amendments, public comment on items that are on the agenda? No, none, Jackie? Okay. Consent agenda, item 6.1 to 6.14, does anybody have anything they need to pull?
Yes, I would like to pull 6.11 as well as 6.12.
Okay. Pull them for discussion or pull them completely?
Pull them completely.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else? Take a motion to approve the consent agenda items except for 6.11 and 6.12.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
7.1, accept the annual financial report package for the year ended June 30th, 2021 into the public record.
I move to accept the annual financial report package for the year ended June 30, 2021 into the public record.
Second.
Discussion,
Board, excuse me, we may have a typo. It's June,
We did.
June 30th, 22.
It should say, accept the annual financial report package for the year end June 30th, 2021, not 2022.
No, it should.
It says 21.
It says 21.
Mine says 22.
No, it says
Right here.
22.
It is 22.
I'm reading it.
She's saying it is 22.
It is 22, 6/30/22?
Yes.
It says 21 on mine.
On the screen, it says 21.
21,
I have a screen. I give pretty
Okay.
flowers.
So
So
it
it's,
should be ending June 30th, 2022.
well, that doesn't mean
We still have
anything here.
Okay, I'm gonna amend my
Okay.
motion to accept the annual financial report package for the year ended June 30, 2022 into the public record.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And we have another emergency item added.
Yes. Mr. Gressett? Non-instructional.
I'm the emergency item.
You are.
We need to make a motion before he,
We don't even have to talk.
So,
Well, yes, you do.
last week we talked about the non-instructional contract. And I know Ms. Beaumont, you had gone through that for us, and for some typographic errors, and there were some questions about some of the things that were in the contract that we want to get an MOU on. And we actually got an MOU signed off at 5 o'clock this afternoon. So that's why I'm bringing this to you to make a decision on whether you want to approve it or not. I have a new copy without the errors. And it also includes the 4 MOUs. One MOU was to take out a part that said something about supplements, and it was no longer necessary in that area. That's that. I can see the back and see the MOUs, but there's another one, there was a question about, it was submitted, that had to do with sharing, leave time with other, family members, and we made sure I included that in there. There's an MOU on the insurance, they're fine with that. And the fourth one had to do, there were 2 that had to do with leaves. Oh, the other one was that you couldn't take if you're non-instruction, you couldn't take a day, the first 5 days of school. And what we MOU'd on is unless prior approval is received from the superintendent. So those are the areas that the board was concerned about. We got MOUs on all those, and we did clean up some of the typographical errors. Like instead of form, F-O-R-M, it's now from, F-R-O-M, instead of do, D-O-D-E. So there's a couple of those little things that we did take care of. Along with that too, I want to give you 2 other sets. Carol, we already talked about the salary schedules with non-instructional, correct?
Yes, sir.
This first group is the salary schedules for those that are in the bargaining unit. And the second set are non-instructional employees that are not in the bargaining unit, which would include like your assistant maintenance supervisor, your confidential secretary. Now, these are already approved by the union. Carol, you want to speak to that? Because we decided that you were set on this?
Yes, sir, we had talked about that earlier. We would have implemented the requirements and rule, minimum health, $15 an hour. And so that required this, to the bargaining process.
I'm only bringing this to you now. I couldn't bring it to you in December, but I just want you to consider if we do go through with this and we do approve this, all the changes that you had talked about last week, then we can move forward on getting insurance, getting people paid a little bit sooner. As you know, those folks that were making less than $15 an hour by state statute now must make $15 an hour, and they started doing that October 1st. So now we have this other group who are making maybe just at $15 or a little bit more, who are still making that. And we want to try and get them their pay as soon as we can. So that's part one. And if you got any questions on part one. The second part is something you can take a look at too, and that would be the supervisory pay scales. That would be for assistant principal, principal, supervisor, and director. And on these, we're recommending, it's up to you, of course, that we're seeing about a $3,000 increase for those positions in each of those brackets, I guess you'd say, in each of those steps. The reason for that, one of the main reasons for that is our teachers at the top end of the salary schedule receive at least $3,300. And right now those salaries are creeping very close to what our administrators make. And administrators work all year long. And the teacher, now, I'm not downplaying teachers by any means, they are the most important people. But we want to try and encourage some of our really good teachers to go into administration as well. And one of the ways you can do that is if they can make a little bit of money. That's how I ended up in administration. Hey, I love being an elementary PE teacher. I could have done that all year long, but my wife said I had to make more money, so I had to move to administration. But that's just a recommendation that we have. That is totally up to you and how you want to do that. That is not something that I've passed through Carol yet. So that's something that you can either discuss now or discuss later.
So Carol hasn't run these numbers yet to see
No,
Not the administration.
if they're.
not for the administrators yet.
Okay.
But we're looking at, what, 17 people?
Carol, when we did our budget, did we budget for an increase?
Yes, ma'am, we did. We didn't have the exact amount at the time, but I put a percentage in knowing that the board would want to do something. And we'll come back and show the exact amounts within this meeting.
Okay.
But it was budgeted for.
But you've already looked at the others,
On this one.
the,
Oh, yes, ma'am.
and they're good with the budget.
The salary schedules and stuff, I had worked with Mr. Breathes before.
Any questions for me?
So we need a motion to, you've given us more than one thing here.
I know, it's, yeah,
So we need a motion to approve the collective bargaining agreement with the non-instructional. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oops, you probably have any discussion other than what we had already.
I don't think so. Anybody
Okay.
else?
Okay. As always.
Now do we need
So
another?
now do we need to approve these?
That's up to you. I mean, you can make a motion to do that, and you can have a discussion and
And
decide
would
whether
we
you
need
want to
to
wait
do
until the next
each
meeting.
one
to do
of
this.
them separately, or?
I think we can do,
You could move them both at the same time if you chose to.
You don't wanna wait until the increase is on there and we know just how much? I mean, you're approving something.
We
the
know
town
that
said.
these have already been previewed by Carol, and she's approved
That's
them. This is the only one she
Yeah.
hasn't looked at.
Mhm. So
I
we'll
can
approve,
include a percentage in the budget. So I don't want you to think I haven't looked at it, I just didn't look at the exact final number.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we approve all of the salary schedules as presented by Mr. Grethel.
second.
Discussion?
Patty? Patty? Did you second?
Yes, I did,
Okay.
thank you.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye. We will revisit whenever.
We make your job easy.
No. No, just so it's-
Item 8, general public comments. This is for items that are not on the board.
We do
but
have one.
Not on the agenda. And this is timed, and you have a 3-minute limit. And that would be Mrs. Lauren Thompson.
And I will set the timer.
And remind the board members, this is public comment. This is not something we're going to vote on tonight, and most likely not have discussion on. Just hear Mrs. Thompson.
Ms. Thompson, they'll go at 3 minutes,
I'm
okay?
really trying really hard. A little bit of grace. I'm trying really hard. For the record, you're good. For the record, my name is Lauren Thompson. I'm a first grade teacher at Moore Elementary. You all know me. I'm not gonna look at y'all because I've got a time and I want to keep respect to y'all's time, 3 minutes, but if not 3 minutes, I'll be very honest. But I hope you let me finish. It's not 10, I promise. All right. I'm before you to impose a challenge of sorts to our school board, superintendent, district, and district personnel. 22-23 year is underway and unable to be altered, but 23-24 planning has begun. The many conferences, acronyms approved here today, and the money spent can be well used as provided in order to provide an immediate opportunity to rise to this challenge. Teachers are well aware of the laws and mandates that plague the education system. They stymie our educator ability to reach students in classroom seats and limit our capacity for compassion to the little people we encounter every day. Previously, you asked GCSD employees, how do we get teachers? How can we make Glades County a desirable educational home? The answer is simple. Stand up and help us make a place where learning actually occurs. Because that means we're given the ability to teach. I promise a wave of qualified people will fill your inboxes. Please hear me say that blame is not yours to shoulder, but action is yours to take still the same. In its time, No Child Left Behind, now Every Student Succeeds Act was progressive. But it's time for a brand new thought, instead of putting lipstick on a pig and calling it different. Reality is the people that make most decisions that befall public school systems and students don't send their children to public schools. So they can't understand or know the problems that plague us. It's like they're the fish owner looking in their bowl. They give us our needs, the environment, adequate fish food, the tools that we need, but have no clue what's really happening inside because they don't speak fish and they aren't watching the bowl to check on its well-being. I heard someone in a TED Talk once compare school in 1956 to today. The difference? Not much. Nothing. Can you name any other thing that remains the same 70 years later almost? Nothing. We get new iPhones every few years, making the version released just 730 days ago obsolete. Cars don't have engines. Money transfers happen with 2 simple keystrokes. Deadly disease has been eradicated from the world, but our classrooms remain the same. Problem is the expectations and demands are harder. Teach the whole child. Get grade level proficiency on across the board tests. Provide differentiated instruction on their level, but don't stray from the approved, expensive, adopted curriculum. We feel the heaviness of following laws and mandates while also meeting those demands in our 4 classroom walls every moment of every day. A 2011 study found that the USA has some of the world's finest secondary education systems, but is ranked 21st in the world in graduation data, with only 76% of high schoolers actually graduating, compared to places like Finland, Ireland, Norway, Portugal, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom, who have had graduation rates as high as 90%. And I have that quote place if y'all need to know where it's from. And it's easy to see why when you go to our school. We have 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders that are 2, 3, and some even 4 grade levels behind. We watch this slow-moving car crash every day, knowing there'll be damage and no good outcome. It's obvious most in education aren't fighters because the powers that be have provided ill-fitting armor, subpar weapons, and an old haggard horse to fight a joust against an extremely worthy opponent, and we just keep taking it. It angers me that they say, look, we know kids' education is important, so we'll throw you some things, but it's not a focus. Mediocre is well enough. Well enough isn't good enough, and I'm freaking tired of it. The impossible task imposed should incite action and response on our part. No surprise education isn't respected and an honorable profession in most of America. We've become glorified babysitters and meek rule followers that operate out of fear of possible punishments imposed, and it outweighs our hunger to excel. Cancel culture has taught me exactly one thing. It may not happen overnight, but if enough people and enough places make a strong stand, improvement can begin. And some of the ridiculous things that they've gotten approved, we should at least be trying. No one considers it y'all's job to ratify the education system. However, we do expect you to advocate on our behalf to people that in terms of decisive action, especially in Florida, matter. People that to whom that I am a VAMS for, and my children are just proficiency numbers. But I hope you see differently and can display that by pushing back and ushering in a wave of change that might just make little old Blaze County the shapers of modern American education. And if the systems don't allow our success, well, let's do what's in the best interest of our Glades County in the most creative and condoning way. And let everyone wonder, hey, what is going on down there by that lake? Maybe we should see what makes them so different. Speaking from experience, it's hard to teach by suggestion, but you model it and learning will occur. The very best example of a waymaker was just like us, and that he had the most important ally on his side, and I truly believe he'll provide support, hold us in hard times, and grant courage when needed according to his good book. Thanks.
Thank you, Laura. Number 9, board member comments and business.
Is this where we're supposed to respond? So Lauren, I heard you, and I feel your pain. That's why I sit here, because I was in the classroom getting hit with mandates that I knew were impossible. I've spent the last 4 years attending every Florida School Board Association meeting that they've had. I think I may have missed one. I don't even think I've missed one. I've tried to learn all that I could learn about the process, the political process. You may remember I ran for state representative, and my platform was to end the FCAT because I felt like the standardized testing was ruining us. So I understand the problem is politics, and I've learned a lot of ugly things about how it all works up there in Tallahassee. And I went this year to the platform meeting where the School Board Association developed their platform that they give to their lobbyists, who then in turn start lobbying the legislature for those certain things. So you have to get 67 school districts to agree with you, and you have to put things that you think will pass. And they're very strategic about them being the lobbyists, about what they will allow you or recommend that you put on your platform, because they don't want to make a lot of enemies in the process of trying to pass something that they know will never pass. And they know the numbers already of what will and what lines up with the different parties. And so it's a very, very complicated issue. I've been working, and I know other board members have as well, trying to get our foot in that door and understand that process. This year, we went to lunch, Dr. Barfield and I, as the legislative liaison, went to lunch with our new senator, Aaron Raw. I was so impressed. I don't think we've ever had a senator that knows as much about education as she does. She is going to be a big advocate for education. She may not agree with everything that you agree with, but she has kids and she homeschools her own kids, and she's very knowledgeable. She knew what iReady was, and that impressed me, because I don't think we've ever had a senator that even knew what that was. And we are spending millions of dollars in the state of Florida on that one software alone. So what I'm trying to say is there's hope on the horizon. And what I kept waiting to hear was, what's your suggestion? Don't just tell me it's broke. Tell me how to fix it. What can we do? We can take suggestions up there. Ending standardized testing, which is always been my heart and soul, is never going to pass in the legislature that we have. So come up with and email me some concrete things that you would like to see us bring up there with our network. And if we can get enough school board members to join us around the state, there might be a possibility of some major change. But it really is politics.
Can I come? You want to come?
I'm gonna refer to the chair on that.
No,
Okay.
let her offer her suggestions. And we would all like to see them.
Okay. I think that's all I had. I did give Dr. Barfield the protocols that we went over last time. We talked about these protocols. I found my folder with my protocols, and we realized, she and I today, that these would have been excellent to give to Board Member Clement, because it's all about, you know, our expectations for her. It's about, we talked, Patty, I know you were a little surprised when I nominated, Jenny for, chairman so quickly, but when we had those meetings, we decided that we were gonna do 2-year terms for our chair, so that it didn't become, you know, one person was it forever. And so she's only done 1 year, I don't wanna let her off the hook yet. That was my reasoning behind that, but, I did make, or Jackie made Dr. Barfield a copy, she's gonna update it. It had the strategic plan of another school district in it, so she's gonna put our strategic plan in here and get a copy to you, Kim, and probably we need to meet again as a board and really go over it and then approve it. Because we never approved it, we like dropped the ball, and I know Jenny's mentioned that several times. but-
Can I say that I never received that?
Yeah.
I've been on the board for 2 years.
Yeah, and I'm sure it would have been helpful to you too.
I've been on it for 20, never received anything like that either.
So where, can I ask, when was this created?
When we went through our certified board training,
That's why we
master,
brought it
yeah,
up.
thank you.
So I would love to go ahead and complete it and to make it I guess, an approved protocol manual. So my question to the board is, do I have your permission to update and to put our strategic plan in, not another district's strategic plan, and then bring to the next school board meeting for you to approve? Or how does that work? We have to have a workshop? What is your?
I would like for us to have another master board training.
And that's what we were
Because
supposed
I
to do.
was not here when we
You-
did that,
we
or
knew
when
that
you
we
did
were
that,
gonna-
and Kim wasn't here.
That's why we were
You know,
waiting.
two-fifths of us have never been through that master board training. So I would like to do that. Now, if updating this would be part of that training,
It
then-
can, or
It is actually,
could
because
be.
they tell us, yeah.
it could be,
They
we
told us a
started
lot of
it.
things that we didn't have before. And a lot
So-
we learned together.
I think you should, this is what I think you should do, I think you should update it and send everybody a copy.
Okay.
And then after we have time, once we have all read it, decide whether we're ready to adopt it or do we need to work on it more.
I will have this for you. at the next-
That's a good idea.
Perfect.
Okay.
Because it may be perfect, when she
Right.
sends it, you may read it and think, oh, this is great,
Yeah.
and we not have anything to add, because it was pretty, it's
Yeah.
pretty, encompassing of a lot of
Okay.
things.
Madam Chair, could I just offer one
Yes.
suggestion? While you read the proposed protocols, be mindful of your bylaws, because I think there's some overlap in those two documents.
Is there something that, since this isn't even, whoever created this, they copied and pasted from another district, so is it okay if I create it, update it, and then send to Neola, or do I send to you?
Let me look at the bylaws and that together, and then I'll get back to you on
Okay.
that. How's that?
I'll just take care of it, and then I'll just, how's that, is that
I know,
okay?
that's how it's gonna
Okay,
be, that's fine.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm looking in our bylaws to see if it's the same topics. And you are absolutely right. There's some overlap. But these are, I think the things that, yeah, there's some overlap, but,
This is
Yeah.
me for you.
I mean,
I know it hurts you.
these are even more, I mean, you know, I'm still going down the list. But there, yeah. Thank you.
Did you have anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Mrs. Clement, did you have any board member comments?
Not at this time, ma'am.
Okay, Patty?
Good.
good.
Okay. Superintendent's report.
Okay, just a few things, I may have discussed some of this with you when we met. In your email, you should have received your agenda from the Florida School Boards Association. If not, it is on board docs, the tentative agenda. There are a lot of really great breakout sessions, so I encourage you to print this out, go online and decide where you want to attend. I know Ms. Prowan and Ms. Clement and myself are going up. Are you going up Monday also? So I think we're all going up separate days. Ms. Pierce,
Tuesday.
you're going up Tuesday. So I know the general session, there's an amazing speaker that I'm looking forward to. And I know you all will be as well. So I just encourage you to look through your agenda I wanted to give you some dates. This Friday, Moorhaven takes on
First
First Baptist, thank you. First Baptist in Naples. And it will, there's 8 teams left, so we're one of 8. And I will have Jackie send that out via your calendars as well, the date and time. But it is this Friday.
And isn't there a pep
Thursday
rally?
night at I believe it's 7, they're gonna have a community open practice, so if the community wants to come out and watch the boys practice and cheer them on.
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving evening, yes ma'am. And once again, I will send that out via email. Okay, Teacher of the Year, currently, I want to encourage anyone that hasn't already done so, including board members. There's a Google Doc out there, it is on social media. It also was emailed to all of your school emails. Nominations for Teacher of the Year and School-Related Employee of the Year. So if anyone would like to nominate anybody, you just put their name, what school they're at, and why you feel they're deserving. Anyone can be nominated. The plan is that after the deadline, then each school will get their individual teachers that were nominated, and then every teacher that gets nominated will be recognized. There are requirements that were set up a long time ago, and so each school will go through and choose who will be on their actual ballot based on those requirements. But board members, December 5th at 9 o'clock, that's a Monday morning, if you could meet here at the district office, we will take a little road trip visiting all the schools, and I'll be driving. Ms. Prowant's my co-pilot.
I understood Mr. Griffiths was gonna drive.
No, I didn't put it on his calendar.
And so we'll be going to West Glades, Moorhaven Elementary, Moorhaven Middle High School, and Pamietta, and presenting their Teacher of the Year. So it'll be an exciting trip, and we'll have a good time.
And I'll be glad to drive it.
We're good. We got drivers taken care of. Okay.
New bus.
We can take the new bus. I was thinking that.
Yes, and Mr. Griffiths has his bus license to drive.
Has it been painted for us yet?
Not yet, really we just have to keep them off, and then, we want to do that first, and then we'll
It says on Chevy right now, right?
Church of First Baptist Church.
Okay.
See, we'll be fully immersed in prayer. Okay. Then on January the 10th, the Teacher of the Year banquet will be held at the Moorhaven Glades County Auditorium. And I have asked for Board Member Drake to please help sit on the committee for the Teacher of the Year, and to also ask her to reach out to Senator Rural and Representative Tuck. So just give you a heads up. I'll have Jackie also add that to your calendars.
That one's already on there.
It's already on there.
What day is that? Oh, the 10th, yeah, that was on your calendar too, January 10th.
Okay, moving right along. So in an effort to continue the growth that we're seeing in our district, I've established some district committees that I feel are important for the growth of our school district. So there are several committees. There's bargaining, collective bargaining, curriculum selection, the DAC advisory, textbook selection, calendar committee, and insurance committee. And I would like for each board member to choose one or two, if you're feeling really excited and want to. Ms. Drake, she picked 4. No, I'm just kidding. She only picked 2. But Ms. Allen picked 1. So available are the curriculum selection, textbook selection, and insurance committee. So if any of the remaining board members would like to just talk to me afterwards or email me and let me know what you're interested in.
Insurance.
I'll take curriculum selection and textbook selection.
Okay,
She's got experience in that.
okay, and you want insurance?
Mr. Boyles.
Oh, he doesn't know yet, I haven't told him yet.
Yeah, he knows.
Okay, all right. And Miss Allen, would you like to be an alternate?
Oh, one, I already signed up for one.
No, that's for another one, that's the next thing I'm going into.
Okay.
Oh, you're on the calendar, you're right.
I've seen my
Okay.
And don't forget our new member. She
All right, Ms.
can
Clement, what would you like to be on?
read them
If you
again.
can think about it.
Bargaining, curriculum selection, the advisory, textbook selection, calendar committee, or insurance committee.
Let's do advisory.
Okay. That's a good one. All right. Finally, not finally, but next is, as you know, we were really blessed that we were able to complete our strategic plan. And we worked really hard, and it was a lot of money, and we came up with 4 goals that were important to the board, the community, and the student bodies and the teachers. We had academic achievement and post-secondary success. We had district cohesion, culture, and climate, teacher recruitment and retention, and strategic resource allocation. So what my goal is that from now on, for future board meetings, we will have, if we're talking about an item, the actual strategic planning goal will be next to that item, so that we are making sure that whatever our plans are, that we're actually all on the same page and we're going the same direction. I would like to assign each board member a goal so that you will sit with our district team and kind of be like the experts in that field. So, with that being said, Ms. Pro-One, I've asked her to do strategic resource allocation because of her experience with budgeting and school budgets. Ms. Pierce, would you do teacher recruitment and retention? Okay. Ms. Allen, district cohesion, culture, and climate. And Ms. Drake, academic achievement and post-secondary success. Ms. Clement, what would you like to sit on? Would you like to do teacher recruitment? Okay. And so you'll see, so we're gonna try really hard. I'm not gonna promise that next meeting it's gonna be perfect as far as putting those strategic goals, but we're gonna try really hard, and that's my goal, is that that's the direction that we take. Right, Jackie? Okay. The only other thing I wanted to bring up, 2 more things. This is the Auditor General's report. It was emailed to you. It is quite lengthy. My best advice for you to be able to understand it, in very, probably the best way to navigate it is to go to page 28, is where I wrote my response, and I addressed all of the findings. And so once you go through that, you'll be able to, if you have any questions or you want me to address anything, please know that I am available. Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Barfield, I hate to impose this, but would you mind showing the board when you actually make those, like if it says you're gonna, do a letter to so-and-so, will you provide us proof that you've done those things? In your list of corrective action that we're gonna take,
Yes, ma'am.
could you prove to us that you're doing this thing? This is not a reflection on you. In the past, we've been told that these things were gonna be done as corrective action. Then the next year, it's still on the audit. So I feel like for stewardship purposes, we need to hold each other accountable, that we didn't just write that up on that paper and send it in and get them off our back, but we actually did implement the things. And I hate to put that burden on you, or you, whoever it's gonna fall to.
Listen.
And it would just make me feel better.
Board Member Drake, I can tell you that it is not a burden on me at all.
She does that for me all the time anyway.
And to be honest with you, the transparency and, as you said, the stewardship it should be there. One thing that we are under corrective action in our district, because there are findings that were on this board and assigned to this district that were for many, many, many years, and that were never addressed. And it got told that it got fixed, but the auditors never received it, the state never received it. And I think, Carol, do you want to speak to that?
Yes, Superintendent, you're right on track. We found lots of things that were going on and thought to be corrected. And the auditor said, no, they hadn't enough for it over multiple years. I think and you and I will talk, but I think the report that you have to send, that the auditor sends us every 90 days on where we are. I think we share that with the board for starters.
Okay.
We're doing this, what you're asking for. I think we just need to share it with you.
And so I'll just, so every 90 days, I will get that, and then I will just pass it along to the board. So you'll get that, you know. I can also say that, I know tonight there was, you know, we talked about the 21 or 22 school year, and there was a little bit of confusion of where we were, and, you know, there's a little bit of laughter from the audience, but I wanna kind of explain that, because I think it's very important that you understand this. We are having some difficulty addressing some of the requests from the auditors because things were not corrected and not done and not fixed in these past audits. Many things. And so we have had to go very high up the chain at the Department of Education because we've had to ask for forgiveness, and basically, you know, look, we're correcting things from 5, 6, 7 years. We need give us some flexibility. Thank God for Carol, and that she's been our advocate up in Tallahassee. Do you want to say anything to that, Carol, or am I saying too much?
No, you're fine. I take complete responsibility for those reports being late, but I really believed it was better to clean up the records and do it right than to get it done on time. And I told the auditors that, and they would have been happier if we'd have just done it on time, but that's not the right thing to do. And so we've got it cleaned up. It took a while. I'm very comfortable with how we closed last year out. And that allows us now to move into the 22-23 school year with clean records, hopefully better processes, and we'll have better audits and better reporting in the future. And that's what we need to look for.
And then finally, I just want to say that we have got some, I was reviewing the iReady data reports that just were sent out from iReady. And I know we have 2 schools in DA currently. One of them is Moorhaven Elementary School. And I just want you to know that they are blowing the socks off of everyone. They are committed, and their staff is doing a phenomenal job of being committed to the mission and positive. I'm very, very pleased with what they're doing at that school. Also, we had a group go, Future Business Leaders of America under Ms. Schluter recently went to the state convention and just had an excellent time. And the kids are, you know, back when I was in high school many, many years ago, not that many, but a couple, FBLA was under Miss Steele, Miss Rockwell was so, everybody wanted to be in that class, and it was like so popular, and because it was a great way to, you know, transition to that next phase of your life if you were going into the business. And it just seemed like at Moorhaven it just died out, it went away. And now the students are really excited about it, and so that has come back. Miss Leader is one of our new teachers, started this year, and just has done a phenomenal job. So I'm very excited about her future in Glades County. And she's also a Glades County graduate, so that's exciting. And that's all I've got. I just want everyone to have a great, happy Thanksgiving. I'm very thankful that I get to sit on a board with each of you and work in this district, and being in this leadership position it's been a blessing to me, and I've learned a lot, and I've got a lot more to learn, and I look forward to where we go as a board. And I'm, you know, if we do the master board training, I think that'll be great for our board. You know, I hear from other boards around, and I hear from other superintendents of things happening, and I just am being professional and caring about kids, and I always get back to this, it's whatever's best for kids, and that's what we're doing here in Glades County. And that's all I have.
Okay,